Hello, bonjour, bonsoir. On va reprendre Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Donc on était au début du chapitre 7, il me semble. On avait vaincu les Dalton. Et donc là c'était la prairie sauvage.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by Butch Cassidy. They were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. I figured the Wild Bunch would likely hit such a treasure, and by God, I figured right.
Alors du coup j'ai deux flingues, quick shooter, fusil d'or. Oh, je vais essayer ça, les doubles flingues. Ça cartonne.
They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop.
Bon, le parfait du coup.
Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above, so I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers. I found the device they used to blow the tracks, so I knew I was headed in the right direction.
Ah d'accord. Non, j'aime bien les armes que j'ai là pour le moment.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge.
What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn thing.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Ah, par contre la recharge est beaucoup plus rapide. J'ai envie de tirer sur le cheval, mais je vais pas le faire. Je ne vais pas le faire. Est-ce que... Il y a un secret là-dedans? Non. Sauter dans le train. Ah alors attends. C'est par là du coup. Est-ce que dans la grotte il y a quelque chose? Écarter l'histoire. Ok. Non, il n'y a rien. Et je saute.
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados.
Secret là non plus.
Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Now you're really pissing me off.
Goddamn law dog.
Oh, ce genre.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Oh, pas de secret là non plus.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death.
Oh merde, c'est fermé.
Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
You bitched. Il est où? Il doit pas être dans le... secret quelque part, non.
You can't hide from me.
Ah, c'est pour la carte.
You ain't beating me, boy.
Par où? Ah, par là. Oh putain.
You better hide.
Où ce chien? Ah, il est là.
Times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Level up. Alors, Trapper, ça me donnait quoi ça? Résistance au combat. Ah ouais, résistance au combat rapproché. Écoute, c'est jamais, ça peut être utile. Parce que ça. On sait jamais. Ah, cool. 1 sur 3. Du coup, là c'est fermé. Ah, j'ai pas vu les chèques.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a
You
hand.
mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Who the hell is that? He's out of his mind. Reeves? Retreat! Retreat!
Merde, j'avais pas vu.
He's killing everybody. Now you're dead. He'll kill us all. You see him?
Ouais. Ouh. Oh, une bonne vieille carabine. Ça fera le faire. excusez-moi. Où ça, secret? Yeah.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they? Only a few stragglers were left, and I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail. Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nose Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang.
Oh putain, non, pas ça.
Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
Ah, j'ai oublié d'éviter. Puis alors la vitesse.
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
Après, je l'ai pas tué, je lui ai tiré dans le bras. Hein.
They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
63 de précision, hein, pour moi, c'est pas mal du tout. 1h30 pour m'en faire.
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with him.
That Kid Curry's kinda crazy, ain't he?
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
Alors j'ai quoi? J'ai un fusil d'or, un quick shooter. Oh mais que vois-je? Oh genre. vas pas me dire que ça touche pas le baril de fou. Tu sais quoi? Attends, on peut redémarrer, oui, non, parce que là, c'est des conneries. Hein. Je tire en direction du truc, quoi.
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, because I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with him.
That kid Curry's kind of crazy, ain't he?
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
Someone's coming.
Who the hell's that?
Ah mais non, en fait c'est pas un baril... Merde. Ah oui d'accord, ok, j'arrive. Putain. En fait c'est pas un baril de poudre. Ok. Mais j'étais persuadé que c'était un baril de poudre. Ok. Bon.
Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down.
Tu vas crever. Merde, bon. Bah écoute, on va les terminer au fusil. Monsieur. Merci. Monsieur. Merci.
Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts.
Oui, de quoi... Ah, ils étaient là, les barils de poudre. Ah, dégoûté. Non, mais j'aime bien ce que j'ai. Du coup, j'ai pas lu là. Vous savez de quoi localiser? Okay.
And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific. The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports.
Maybe. Bon, on y va.
Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the Wild Bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children, though some say it was only 5.
85 à 5 hein, quand même. Par là, je pense, je ne sais pas. Salut Daika, comment ça va? Merde, c'est par où? Ah oui, c'est par là. Et hop là.
Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me.
Grosse. S'il y a bien quelqu'un en qui on peut faire confiance en ce monde, c'est bien la grosse
The
Sally.
bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards.
J'ai envie de tirer dedans. Non, je déconne.
And I made it a point to remove any dynamite that I came across. A moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped
Don't
my
you blow us up
attention.
now.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Alors attends, j'entends des enfoirés. Monsieur, bonjour.
What the hell?
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. See?
Ah merde.
One wrong shot, and they never would have found all the pieces of me.
Bon, je me suis dit ça peut marcher, mais non. Ok, non. Surtout pas tirer sur les limites.
Don't you blow us up now.
Don't worry, I know what I'm
Non, c'est
doing.
mon perso qui parle. Enfin, c'est mon perso qui parle, mais en fait, le jeu, c'est que lui, il est dans... Au début du jeu, en fait, il arrive dans une taverne, et tout le monde dit « Waouh, c'est... j'ai déjà oublié... Silas, la légende des... Body Hunter, c'est... Chasseur de primes. Waouh, c'est Silas, chasseur de primes légendaire et tout. Ah, pouvez nous raconter vos histoires et tout. » Et donc, en gros, il raconte ses histoires de chasseur de primes. Et là, on est dans un chapitre de vengeance... Parce que ces salauds ont tué ses frères. Alors là, par contre... Merde. What? Allez vite, on se bat. Bien ghetto. Touch. Alors, te cache pas derrière les dynamites, enfoiré. Allez, viens là. Oh, dans la tête.
It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always
Merde.
desperate
Putain, ça.
men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
Petit salaud, où es-tu?
What happened next?
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one. Once that was done,
Donc t'as tous les
I figured
cow-boys,
I'd find
ah
my
merde.
way from there.
Oh, c'est pas vrai ça. Laissez-moi parler à mon chat. Oh. Bon. Ouais, donc t'as tous les, on va dire, cow-boys célèbres. T'avais Billy the Kid, des trucs comme les Butch Cassidy, enfin voilà. D'ailleurs, j'ai gagné un niveau. Alors, pas de gâchis, combo plus élevé. Oh, en concentration. Capacité en cartouche et dynamite augmentée. Moi, je suis plus team munitions. Allez hop. Le bruit du sang à chaque fois. Monsieur, s'il vous plaît. Oula, ça. Merde. Oh, genre. Dieu. Voilà, merci. Et attends, il y en a encore un. Oh, je le vois. Et j'en ai tué un dans le tas là-bas. Voilà. C'est bon? C'est un jeu sympa. Après, bon, en termes de jeu, je suis pas vraiment une référence que c'est. Je suis pas hyper fort dans ces jeux-là. Oh, pleine tête.
So, what happened then?
Had to remove more of
Mais
that
c'est sympa.
damn dynamite.
De temps en temps, ça change. En fait, je fais ce jeu en attendant le 30 juin, le DLC de Cuphead. Qui sort normalement jeudi prochain. Et normalement, je le commence mon stream de jeudi prochain. Alors, ne tire pas.
It must have been terrifying trying to make your way across.
I was sweating it a bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
Ah bah non, je pense que je peux avancer. Tili, tili, tili. Oh merde. Ah, ils sont où? Il y en a un deuxième. Il est là. Et voilà.
So that was all the dynamite?
Funny you should mention that, darling. As actually there was a fourth charge impeding my progress. Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear.
J'adore toujours quand le jeu te sort des... Ah merde, j'essaie de faire des headshots. Ah putain, il est où? Hop là. J'ai essayé de viser entre deux petites planches là, mais non. En même temps, viser un truc aussi précisément avec un fusil. C'est pas la meilleure des armes. Hein. Mais... Ah merde. Oh bah alors.
So I proceeded onward and realized that that way just wasn't gonna work. I needed an alternate path forward.
Alors est-ce qu'il y a des secrets pour des... de l'expérience, non? Non. Munitions, il y avait de la poudre. Après le jeu est hyper linéaire. Mais ça me dérange pas. Ah, attends, j'ai envie de tirer dans le baril, je sais pas si ça va faire quelque chose. Non, ça fait pas dégager du terrain. Ah, je sais pas non plus, hein, mais... je sais pas s'ils sont partis pour un côté réaliste. Ça visait, mais après, est-ce que ça visait juste? Ah, mais on peut sauter, là. Alors, attention. Yeah. Ouais. On va reprendre le fusil. Hein. Et j'ai toujours adoré les fusils à pompe dans les jeux où tu as plusieurs armes.
Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made my way back to the bridge, I saw something that concerned me.
Dans les Uncharted, Tomb Raider, j'ai toujours aimé le fusil à pompe.
It was a long burning fuse, and it was moving fast as hell. I had to catch it.
Non. Hop, c'est bon.
The fuse was so damn quick, I had to run like the wind. I almost had it, but no. Thought I was gonna have a coronary when I lost sight of those sparks. My heart was pounding like a sledgehammer. I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment.
Non. Ah. Ouais, c'est bon.
Of course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today. Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge. Well, it was a touching reunion.
Thank you, Jesus.
But by this time, I was thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
Alors, est-ce qu'il y a un secret là-bas ou est-ce que le jeu va dire non, vous écartez de l'histoire? Ouais. Le jeu il est pas dégueulasse hein, graphiquement. Il date de 2000... Je crois qu'il a au moins 10 ans ce jeu. Et, pas dégueulasse.
Kill
that SOB.
Hein?
Make him bleed.
Oula.
Send them to perdition.
Non, je
Finally,
suis
I
chier.
found those boys. Or more precisely, they found me.
Nuttier than a damn fruitcake.
Non mais genre... je pouvais pas me planquer. Ah, fallait pas arrêter le QTE. Bon, c'est pas...
Thanks, Gracer. Kid Curry asked me.
Nuttier than a damn fruitcake.
Ah, mais ils sont où ces bâtards? Là... Ah, je vais crever, je sais. Il y en a un, je sais pas où il est.
Catch him in the crossfire.
Mais je suis con, j'ai des dynamites. Hop là.
Kill that dickweed. Skipper of son of a...
Oh, ça c'était beau ça. Ah, bon.
Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn Gatling gun. It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
Ah ouais, il y a une Gatling gun, ouais. Kid Curry, c'est pas un nom de rappeur maintenant? Oh. Bien sûr, la Gatling a la dynamite, oui, je suppose, oui. Alors, par contre, il faut bien trouver les points. La Gatling, ça fait mal, hein. Que j'ai assez de... Cours.
Luckily, I had located some dynamite.
Ouh, un secret.
I still, however, had my work cut
Je m'en
out
fous.
for me.
Il fout moi le camp. C'est pas le moment de s'intéresser au lore. Ah. Bah oui, forcément, si je jette la dynamite sur le chariot alors que je suis juste derrière. Le rap et moi. Ah non, mais il me semble qu'il y a un rappeur qui s'appelle comme ça. Peut-être pas assez loin. Putain, ça marche toujours pas. Alors attends, si je me mets à... Le problème c'est que je vois pas... Ah, je suis beaucoup trop loin en fait. Ouais mais... Comment je peux faire? Je suis beaucoup trop loin. Alors je pense pas que le cactus peut me protéger. Youhou. Ah attends, quoi qu'il y a un... Il y a une espèce de trou peut-être dans la Gatling. Ah attends, bah, je tire. Non. Le cactus est mort. Putain, même là. Ah merde. Ah putain. Comment tu le butes à la dynamite? C'est pas... Salut Amsad. Comment je peux le choper? Je suis beaucoup trop... Alors attends, à moins que j'ai loupé... affection des touches... par défaut, déplacement... Alors attends, F7... Tirer, viser... Lancer rapide de dynamite, c'est G... choisir la dynamite, 4... Ah, peut-être ça. Ah, attends, 4. Ah ah, c'est peut-être comme ça. Ouais, parce que c'est vrai que moi je lançais que la dynamite en rapide en fait. Bon, tu tires? Ah ouais, voilà. Là, ça enlève pas beaucoup, hein. Merde. Ça enlève que dalle. Merde. Oh le con. Oh le con. Ouais, faut l'envoyer plus près, ouais. Alors, attends. Coucou. Ah putain, non mais bordel, en fait. Ah putain, faut être super super proche. Oh super. Ils sont où? Ah ils sont là. Bon, il n'y a plus de ces cons là. 4. Oh putain, j'ai plus qu'un seul. Merde. Coucou. Je vais rendre la dynamite. Hop là. You. Ah putain, sérieux? Ah, ça va pas être trop juste.
Guess you had enough, huh? This is the last mistake you'll ever make. Shit, I gotta reload? Stand still so I can kill you. Get out of here, you coward! Do you know who I am?
Ouais, je vais essayer de l'autre côté. Ouais.
Am I out of bullets already? It's not fair!
Oh, sans déconner, j'étais super proche. Oh, c'est des conneries.
What are you? Yellow? Time for you to lay down and die. Hold it off while I reload. Shit!
Un combat qui va durer 1000 ans.
The
Ça.
last mistake you'll ever make.
Bah ouais, je crève. Putain, c'est de la merde ce truc. Je lui fais 0 dégâts.
I think he's scared.
Oh, mais alors, je sais pas du tout comment faire des tirs en cloche. moi.
You know who I am? Stupid contraption! Are you kidding me? Had enough? Yeah!
Ah, c'est beaucoup trop long. Alors peut-être que...
Can't hide forever!
Oh, putain.
It's not fair!
Non, ça va pas. Hein. Yep.
What are you? Yellow?
Merde.
This is the last mistake you'll ever make. Come on, come on, come on!
Non, bah ça va juste durer 20 ans. Hein.
You can't beat me!
Ah putain. Ah.
You gonna lay down and die. Guess you had enough, huh? Stand still so I can kill you. Am I out of bullets already? Shit! Do you know
Ah,
who
c'était pas
I
mal.
am?
Ok.
Help here! Come on, boys! Take this subbitch out! This is the last mistake you'll ever make!
Allez hop.
Get out here!
C'est pas la peine. Voilà. You.
You can't beat me! Time for you to lay down and die! Are you kidding me?
On enlève de la vie, c'est petit à petit, mais je lui enlève de la vie.
It's not fair!
Oh, ça c'était gros ça. Ça c'était pas beaucoup.
Show yourself, you coward!
Allez, tire.
This is the last
Ouais, j'attends la fin de sa salve.
shit!
Oh putain, ça enlève que...
Beat me!
pas du tout bien visé. Et je n'ai plus rien.
Fight this cocksucker! Move it, boys! Come at you, yellow bastard!
I'm gonna blow your damn head off.
Ah putain. Fous-moi le camp, toi. Qu'est-ce que tu fous là, toi?
Get out of here! This is the last mistake you'll ever make! Do you know who I am?
Allez. Allez. Voilà.
For you to lay down and die. Guess you had enough, huh? You can't beat me. Hold on while I reload. Are you kidding me?
Putain, non, je suis une merde. Je suis pas du tout un joueur clavier, donc du coup je me mélange complètement dans les touches, c'est incroyable.
Stand still so I can kill you. Stupid contraption. It's not fair. This is the last mistake you'll ever make.
Ouais, c'est même pas la peine que j'y aille.
Enough? Do you know who I am? Am I out of bullets already? Damn!
Oh mais genre.
Lay down and die.
Putain. Ah aussi c'est vraiment très compatible manette, mais je trouve que pour viser, pour tirer, c'est la souris est 1000 fois mieux. Mais c'est juste pour me déplacer. En fait, pour la viser, il me faudrait la souris. Pour me déplacer, il me faudrait la manette.
You can't beat me. I gotta reload. Stand still so I can kill you.
Zéro dégâts que je lui fais, quoi.
I think he's scared.
Non mais là tu vas pas me dire que tu vas pas me dire que ça l'a pas touché, quoi. Putain. Merde. Putain.
What are you? Yellow? Shit!
Putain.
Lay down and die.
Ok Daika, tout à l'heure. J'y serai encore dessus. Hein.
Get out of here! You can't beat me! Are you kidding me? Come on, come on, come on! Damn! Stand still so I can kill you! This is the last mistake you'll ever make! You can't hide forever! You know who I am! Time for you to lay down and die! It's not fair!
Oh. Putain de...
Give me a hand here,
Come here.
Putain. La panique. Dégage. Putain. Oh la panique. La panique, j'entendais des gens.
New smile.
Dégage toi. Ok, c'est bon, merci. Putain! J'arrête de me tirer à moi-même des bâtons de dynamite.
Eventually, I
Ah,
brought
c'est bon.
that tunnel down. And that's when I met Kid Curry himself.
Putain.
He had decided to stop pussyfooting
Oh là
around
là.
and deal with me personally.
Alors attention, là, ça a été encore mieux. Ah putain, je suis allé à gauche, va te faire... Putain. Oh, mais genre, j'ai tiré, va te faire foutre. Putain. Ça, c'est les pires moments du jeu. C'est la pire. Ah, rien à foutre.
As fast as he was, I was just a bit faster.
Rien à foutre.
And as he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He shouted at me. Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
Alors la balle va à droite, je vais à gauche et je suis mort. D'accord.
He shouted at me. Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
Bah, faudrait savoir. Alors à moins que maintenant je puisse me baisser, mais ce serait un nouveau élément.
He shouted at me. Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
Alors on peut pas se... Alors je ne peux pas aller à gauche, je ne peux pas aller à droite, je ne peux pas me baisser. Bon bah on va essayer de sauter.
He shouted at
Oui,
me.
on a compris.
Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
Voilà, donc là je suis allé à gauche, c'est pas possible.
He shouted at me.
Et je vois pas de viseur, donc je peux pas tirer avant, je dois éviter sa balle, on est d'accord.
You ain't never finding him.
D'accord, bon, je sais pas trop. Allez, salut.
Those were his last words.
Allez, il est mort, c'est le principal. Bien joué, ouais, on va dire ça. Déloyal, rien à foutre.
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kinda glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
Jesse James? The greatest outlaw who ever lived?
Jesse and his kin rode with Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas, and killed near 200 people, boy.
Ah, nothing great about that.
And from there, him and his brother went on to rob banks and trains from Kansas to Missouri.
Which is why there was such a rich bounty on their heads. 40 grand for both of them, dead or alive. That's one hell of a payday. I confronted them as they were robbing a train. Bullets were flying at me from every which way.
Allez hop, commence bien.
But I knew I'd have to fight my way forward if I was gonna find this Jim.
Get out here!
Ouais, non, mais... Ah oui, d'accord, je n'avais pas vu le avec un. Voilà. Secret.
Now wait a second. Now, how'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this.
À Manu. Ah non, d'un simple regard. Oh putain, c'est encore pire. L'homme qui murmurait à l'oreille des trains.
Freight train, having heard there was a big payroll in the express safe. So, I hopped the same train.
Ah d'accord, bon, de toute façon j'ai loupé le QTE, donc j'ai même pas vu où est-ce qu'il était, le deuxième. Ah, il était derrière, ok.
The James Younger gang was decimated after that little fiasco they had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head. climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I
The
reached
James
that.
Younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow, friend.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down with some whiskey. By the way, did I mention that that train was flying down those tracks like a bat out of hell?
This asshole don't know who he's up against.
Oh là là, mais c'est headshot, messieurs, dames.
Had enough?
Voilà. Merci pour le niveau. Alors. Balayeur de rue, charge de carabine plus compacte. Oh, plus de dégâts. Allez hop. Je vais me dire à headshot ça fait dégâts max, mais bon, ça fait encore plus de dégâts max. Ah putain. Oh, j'ai pas pu tirer. Il n'y a plus personne. Oh!
Anyway, excuse me, Ben. Where would I find the gentleman's facilities? Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. Well, I've had more than a few drinks, and I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Right through there. Let me show you.
Mais m'en faut que t'ailles pisser.
I never heard so much malarkey in my life.
You think he's bullshitting us?
You don't think he's Silas Greaves?
I think he's just some old drunk looking for some free liquor.
J'avoue que si tout ça, en fait, c'est du pipeau. Hein?
I don't know, Jack. I
Le mec,
think
c'est
I
Stephen
believe
King.
it.
Hein.
You don't think he met Jesse James?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That story makes no sense at all.
Jack.
I mean, you gotta be 2 bricks short of a
termes
load to
de
believe that cock
storytelling.
and bull story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the
But
bar.
you seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Well, that's better. Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Starr? Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides, over the roof. At some point, some son of a bitch saw me and shouted out, "It's the damn Pinkertons!"
Damn Pinkerton!
Now, I never worked for that limey cocksucker, but I guess they assumed I was one of his assassins. Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's house and killed his stepbrother. So it's no wonder each and every asshole on that train wanted me dead.
Faut pas te cacher là
Everybody's
aussi.
always mistaking you for somebody else, aren't they? Why is that, I wonder?
Don't rightly know, Jack. I'm just telling you how I remember it.
I bet you are.
Come and get me, I got my guts! Show yourself, coward!
Oh, j'avais même pas vu que j'avais visé. Donc. Ah!
I really live, son of a bitch!
Ah non, c'est bon.
I will kill you!
Faut pas sortir sa tête aussi, monsieur. Enfin... Ah, je dis ça.
I came across a
Et
flat
d'où il
car
arrive à me
piled
viser, lui?
high with logs and had to come up with a creative way to make my way forward.
J'étais sûr qu'il fallait que j'aille à gauche. À droite. Du coup. J'ai quand même tenté l'action de concentration et sauter en même temps. Mais...
I wondered if I was ever going to find the front of that train. Or the bastard I was after.
Oh, look at him.
Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Yeah, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Yes, I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Where would you find dynamite?
Does it really matter, Jack? You're messing with the flow of the story here.
C'est beaucoup trop loin. Mais bordel de merde, je t'ai jamais dit de la lancer là. Putain. Mais putain, bouge quoi. Merde. Voilà. Ah. pas comment elle fait pour ne pas surchauffer. C'est bon, ils viennent plus? Ils viennent plus.
This asshole don't know who he's up against. Come and get him.
Alors, est-ce qu'il y a un secret par ici? Bon, ça c'est un chapeau de ces connards. Non, mais il n'y a rien.
I was looking for Jim and shooting any son of a bitch stupid enough to get in my way. And that included Jesse James himself.
You know who we are.
Ah, c'est le retour de l'autre là en armure. Voilà. Cette fois-ci,
Sure were a
j'ai pas
lot
le
of
temps.
men determined to die that day.
Show yourself, coward.
Foudroyé. Ah mais tout réside dans les détails. Enfin, c'est les détails qui font la différence.
It was then that Jesse detached the express car from the rest of the damn train.
Ah merde. D'accord. Je croyais que c'était une cinématique.
I could see Jesse waiting for me, fixing to kill me so he could get away with all that money.
Oh non.
You had a showdown with Jesse James?
Of course he didn't. Everybody knows that Jesse was killed by Bob Ford.
Yeah. Jesse went out like John Wesley Hardin. Coward shot him in the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past always catches up with you.
Hop là.
Yeah, I didn't kill Jesse James. Just wounded him bad enough to convince him to hang up his guns.
What about that Jim fella? What happened to him?
I figure he was up front with a gun to the engineer's head. That bastard slipped away again. I'll tell you how I got him. But first I need to wet my whistle.
Il n'y a pas de loyauté chez les cow-boys. La preuve, hein, c'est Buzz l'éclair qui a eu son film, c'est pas Woody. D'ailleurs, je vais pas aller le voir, Buzz l'éclair. Apparemment, il est pas super. Donc, j'attendrai qu'il sorte de manière totalement légale sur des sites totalement légaux.
I continued to track his brother, Frank, and that son of a bitch Jim.
Je vais pas aller payer 10-15 balles pour aller voir ça.
I followed those bastards into the high mountains as they were going to ground.
What mountains would that be?
Somewhere in the Ozarks, I believe. The perfect place to hide out from the authorities.
Pourtant, je suis très Disney, très Pixar, ça y a pas de souci. Bon, Encanto, je suis pas allé le voir non plus. Mais et c'est pas par rapport à la pseudo-polémique là qu'il y a avec le film. Complètement stupide. Mais c'est juste que de base, j'étais là.
In fact, before I could find them, some Indians who fled the res and were hiding out from the military found me first. They probably thought I was a cavalry scout and didn't want me telling the military where they were.
Engines?
Yeah, they could have been Cheyenne, but There was all sorts of renegades roaming the landscape back then.
Allez mon petit pote. T'as sorti mon petit pote. Voilà mon petit pote. Pas attaquer un mec à main nue qui a un fusil, merde.
Hey, how about another whiskey, Ben? Nothing better to soothe the troubled soul.
Puis le piège.
Now, where was I? Indians, right. I had more than my share of run-ins with the red man. Like that time. Did I tell you about Grey Wolf?
Yes, sir. You did.
Ah, of course I did. In fact, I could still remember that old medicine man's words to me.
Jesus Christ, we're back to that again?
You carry great darkness in your heart. It will claim your soul. You will come to this place again and kill many more men.
Oh, il dégage toi. Putain mais... Non mais c'est pas vrai.
Will grow until it consumes everything you are.
Non mais putain de merde. Non mais genre là je le vise pas quoi.
So, did you ever find it?
Who?
The man you are after.
Let me ask you something, Ben. You ever think about death?
Oh là là. Alors, contre-attaque après instinct de survie. Il ne peut en rester qu'un après avoir réussi une balle mortelle ou automatiquement un tir en pleine tête. Oh! Ça, c'est pété, ça.
Mr. Greaves, are you all right?
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Ok, Maria Carey. Putain, j'ai cru que c'était un mec. Ça, c'est qu'une souche.
Won't you spare me over till another year? What is this that I can't see? With ice cold hands taking hold of me. Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death, someone would
Avec la plume,
pray.
putain.
Could you wait to call me another day? Oh, death. Oh, death. Won't you spare me over till another year?
So are you gonna answer the question?
What question is that?
Jim Reed. Did you ever find him?
Reed was indeed that son bitch's surname. That's right, Ben. A despicable character. I remember him laughing like a
j'avoue, ça
hyena that
crée
cold
l'ambiance.
morning they lynched me and my brothers. He was intent on avoiding my vengeance, but nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing.
Monter la colline en
I
évitant les
finally
tirs des
did track
snipers.
those
Oh merde.
outlaws down. They had long rifles with scopes and were well positioned to pick off any poor soul who came anywhere close.
Heureux, d'accord. Infiltration. Tcha 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 tcha.
I'm guessing Frank James believed I was responsible for the demise of his brother Jesse. I couldn't really disagree with the man, as I thought Jesse was dead then as well.
Ah! Encore des snipers ou c'est...
He backed off as I closed in on him, but he was still intent on killing me. And when I closed in on him again, he backed off again, looking for a better angle on me. Hell, I can't fault Frank for wanting his revenge, as I was there for the same damn reason myself. At this point, I'm guessing you think Silas Graves is a worse murderer than Jim Reed ever was.
No, sir.
A man who spent half his life killing somebody's brothers, fathers, sons.
I think you were just looking for justice, sir.
Is that what I was looking for, Dwight? Is that what it was? Justice?
What? Attention. Ah, les feuilles! La nature me trahit. Non, c'est... Merde, pourquoi je tire contre des pierres? Je suis con.
Isn't that why you were hunting the James gang?
The James gang. Right.
What?
I finally found Frank holed up in his mountain cabin, and he was determined to have me dead. It was a pistol battle that could have gone either way. Luckily, I had some dynamite in my possession.
Dynamite? On your person?
A few sticks, just in case. It's always good to be prepared.
Right.
I'm just laying out the facts as I remember them, Jack. Show yourself! Damn that son of a bitch! This is gonna hurt!
Et ah putain de... Mais ta mère, j'appuie sur F, putain. Va te faire foutre. C'est pas vrai. Oh, ça me gonfle. Voilà. Ah merde, encore un gars. Monsieur. Voilà. Ah, j'ai plus de... Merde. Putain. Attends, le mec il a un sniper. Hein. Voilà.
That old shack? Well, it went tumbling right off that cliff.
With Frank James still in it?
Yes, sir.
But Frank James is still alive, living in Missouri, showing folks around the family farm for 25 cents a tour.
I didn't say he died in the fall, now did I?
25 cents sur la visite, putain c'est pas cher.
I'm done with this damnable outlaw life.
Faut au moins 25
Kill me,
$.
don't kill me, do what you will. At this point, I just don't give a shit. I explained to Frank that I had nothing against him personally and that I was looking for someone else. You want Reed? Have at him. I never did like that bastard. I am done here. We parted in peace as Frank pointed out the path to my prey before making his way back down the hill.
Le mec, il en a marre. Il en a marre, il a dit non, bah c'est bon, j'en ai marre. Je vais suivre une formation de reconversion professionnelle. Bon bah bon courage. Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je te dise? Par contre, si tu me tires dans le dos, je te fais un deuxième trou de balle. What?
So, what happened with Reed?
Well, I finally found the last of the gang hiding in a nearby cave. First, I had to dispatch the lookouts.
Oh, le petit point là. Ouh.
I was determined not to let that murderer escape my revenge again.
Ouais, bon, le fusil c'est peut-être pas le meilleur. Ouais, bon, ça non plus c'est peut-être pas le meilleur. Qu'est-ce que ça dit la dynamite? Pas grand chose. Ah, c'est pas vrai.
But rather than wander in willy-nilly, I decided it would be better to smoke that son-bitch out. Hey, Reed! I shouted. No wonder you're so ornery. Can't be easy being married to Belle Starr. While you're off providing for the family, she's spreading her legs for every Tom, Dick, and Cole Younger. Not an attractive woman exactly, but very friendly. At least she was to me. Son of a bitch!
Ça dénonce le OnlyFans de sa femme.
It was then that the last bunch of bandits jumped out of hiding.
Why won't this asshole give up? Would someone please kill him?
Eventually, it was just me and Reed.
Oh non.
I had waited a long time to face him down, so I could repay him for what he did to my brothers. And repay him I did.
À la loyale en plus. Monsieur Loyal qu'on m'appelle. Oh, 69 de précision. Oh, comme sa femme. Allez hop.
Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm pretty beat.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame he never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that, I did have one more chance at him. Six months ago, I heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with them.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying.
Le bon, la brute et le mourant.
40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now.
Bon, ça doit être le dernier chapitre là, je pense. Oh non, le fusil. On m'a toujours accompagné. Oh putain.
Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70.
For all you know, he could have been dead.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind, as did others.
Ah. Ah mais oui, pourquoi je prends pas le fusil?
For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after?
Deux carabines à... Oh. Allez hop.
By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. I was furious as hell at that bastard for making me who I am. A man with no family, no friends, no purpose except shooting Bob Bryant dead.
J'ai regardé la Winchester 1894, était réputée pour sa solidité et sa visée fine, donc assez fiable. J'ai des problèmes pour le cassage en deux de la carabine et sinon bonne arme. D'accord. Bon, j'avoue, ça la fout mal. Hein. T'es en plein combat et t'as la carabine qui se pète en deux. Ah bah zut. Qu'est-ce que c'est que... Monsieur... Ça va pas, non?
Nothing could stop me from taking his life. I've been after that killer forever. From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Suddenly it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades.
Je sais pas s'il y a des secrets là, dans cette partie.
The town was falling apart, just like me. but I wasn't about to call it quits.
Alors je pense que je dois aller par là, mais j'ai envie d'aller là où il y avait le mec là. Ouais, c'est par là. Ah, 1 sur 4. Ah ouais, il y a quand même des... Il y a des secrets. Les armes de cette époque avaient d'une bonne précision, c'est les armes de feu du 17e, 18e siècle. Et avant qu'ils n'étaient pas terribles de ce côté-là. D'accord.
Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long ago.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in the grave of a dead amigo. Some folks think the town is haunted, so they figured there wouldn't be many people poking around.
Ah, je fais demi-tour. Ah, attends. Ok, par là. Merde. Ah bah oui, non. Non, mais en ce temps-là, tu proposes pas de l'eau. Enfin.
I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse. But like I said, the bandits knew I was onto them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Who the hell is that old man?
Ouh, attends. Secret. Hop là, salut. Je pense que je vais aller en bas. Mais...
But you obviously prevailed since you're sitting here telling us the tale.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack. Because when I woke up...
From the dead?
There was silence all around me.
Ah d'accord. J'ai cru que le jeu avait bugué ou je sais pas quoi.
I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy, the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop. Here, there, even over there.
So I am right. You are touched in the head.
Mr. Greaves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer, Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition.
Le fantôme le fantôme des Noëls passés.
I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me.
Putain, je vois que dalle.
In the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hart, just like I remembered him.
Sans déconner, je vois rien. Là, j'ai la vision Gilbert Montagnier, quoi. Oh, secret.
Robert Ollinger appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun. But no ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Bon, ah putain.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and
Putain, mais ils vont être combien, bordel?
guardians of the Garden of the Dead. George Curry and Harvey Logan,
Oh, mais
alias
merde.
Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond.
Putain, mais il est où? Putain, mais c'est... Oh, c'est de la merde. Oh, ils sont super chauds à voir. Entre les... Ils sont hyper transparents et la...
The Dalton brothers.
La
Robert
couleur,
and
elle est
Brad,
horrible.
Guardians of the Garden of the Dead.
Ah ouais.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, Guardians of the Garden of the Dead. George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond.
Mais crève-toi, connard.
Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed, each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy.
Putain.
Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh,
The Sundance Kid?
like a general leading his legion of the dead.
You told us before that you'd seen him alive.
He was alive.
Merde.
Then I heard a voice call to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
Oh, l'angoisse.
But the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Takes more than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You frittered it all away, Butch. Etta's mine. And so is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
Bon, alors là, ça va être horrible. Alors, utilisez AE pour se focaliser sur l'ennemi qui vous regarde. Oh putain. Putain, oh non, là ça va être une horreur totale. Ah, ça va être de la grosse merde. Je préviens tout. Je préviens tout de suite. Ah, putain. J'arrive même pas à en tuer un, quoi. Ah, ah, fait chier, je l'avais tué, mais je suis con parce que les touches c'est de la merde. Je l'ai tué mais je l'ai pas évité, putain. Oh là. Oh putain, je l'ai tué. Bon.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6
Bon, ça va,
months ago.
c'était... Et puis à la loyale en plus. Alors j'aime bien, je les ai tués mais je les ai eu à... je les ai eu dans la jambe. Épilogue.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob?
There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I
Oh, le
changed my
twist!
ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
Non, je fais... Choisit-on la vengeance ou la rédemption? Oh, ce choix de Telltales. Fuck you, man.
Why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Here. I won't have it said that I left you with nothing.
That's how you want it? So be it. Holy shit!
Molly, move against that wall.
Merde, j'aurais peut-être dû en fait choisir la rédemption.
Oh my god! Oh Jesus!
Oh putain la tête, hein. Oh.
Did you know it was him all along?
Cassidy told me Bob was in Abilene before he died. But I wasn't sure Ben was my man until he revealed how much he knew about Ringo and Reed. The coin, of course. Well, that was the last nail in that particular coffin.
I better go get the sheriff.
You okay, boy? You're looking mighty shook up.
Dwight, maybe you best go home. Young Eisenhower here is leaving for West Point tomorrow. He shouldn't get caught up in something like this.
I think I might head out myself at this juncture. Unless you want to stop me, Jack.
No, sir, Mr. Greaves.
So where are you going now? Now that you had your revenge?
Doesn't really matter, does it? As I've sold my soul for it, and will never again walk with those I have lost.
Non, le drama. Bon non mais fallait finir le travail. Attends, tu te casses pas le fion à raconter toute ton histoire et tu t'aperçois que le pourri il est devant toi pour oh bah non, rédemption, la merde ça. Nous on veut les fins rouges de Mass Effect, hein. Les fins bleues c'est de la merde. Bon bah voilà, c'était Call of Juarez. Oh, c'était sympa, franchement. Un bon petit jeu de shoot. Il y a une petite ambiance, il y a une petite mise en scène bien foutue. L'histoire, elle est... Attends, et donc les pavels, ça pullule là, dans le studio. Non, franchement, c'est sympa. Hein. Bon, après, mon niveau de jeu était pas terrible. Mais quand même, ça m'a plu. Il y a moyen d'avancer les crédits par contre. Non. Ah si, ah cool. Ah, il gère. Il y a peut-être une scène post-crédit, alors je vais voir. Remercions toutes ces personnes, merci. Ah, Yves Guillemot, bien sûr. Yves Guillemot. De chez Ubisoft. Tac, 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 tac. Et je suis content limite qu'il n'y ait pas eu de doublage français parce que faire un doublage français sur des jeux comme ça où c'est ultra américain. Nouvelle partie plus, ouais. Pépite de vérité, qu'est-ce que c'est? Ah, c'est ça. Ouais, bon, j'en ai eu. Ah, j'en ai eu. Bon, peut-être la moitié. Ah, bah tiens, 28 sur 54. Bah voilà, un peu plus de la moitié. Oh, c'est pas mal. C'est pas mal. Cassidy. Ah ouais, non, mais ils ont vraiment existé ces gens-là en fait. Billy the Kid. Sunday Skid. Black Bart. Les Dalton, bon bah ça. On devrait remettre sur Mickey Mouse, c'est 23 blessures et incarcéré puis gracié, il meurt en 37 après une médiocre carrière d'acteur, d'auteur et d'agent immobilier. D'accord. Guerre de sécession, Royal Show, les villes fantômes. Ok Boomer, non celle-là c'est ok Corail. Bon bah voilà. Alors Juarez. Alors un petit jeu vraiment bien foutu, vraiment bien sympa. Voilà. Bon, en tout cas moi ça m'a plu. Donc du coup, prochain live jeudi. S'il est sorti, j'espère qu'il sera sorti à temps, on se commencera le DLC de Cuphead, donc ça va être le retour de la rage. Donc, et au pire, si au moment où je stream le DLC il n'est pas sorti, au pire je ferai quand même un stream sur Cuphead, mais sur le jeu de base, pour me remettre le gameplay du jeu en tête. Donc dans tous les cas, ce sera du Cuphead. Et puis voilà. Alors que le frère d'Arton survivant joue son propre rôle dans un film muet sur l'histoire du gang fraternel. D'accord, bah écoute. C'est chaud quand même. Donc voilà, du coup, est-ce que j'ai quelqu'un chez qui vous envoyer? Et j'ai personne. Bon. Eh bah écoutez, vous irez vous coucher tôt. Voilà. Il y a école ou il y a boulot demain. Et puis voilà. Allez, bon bah moi je vous souhaite une bonne soirée. Et je vous dis donc à jeudi bah, pour du Cuphead dans tous les cas. DLC ou non. Allez, à plus.